What is a franchise and how much money can I make? First, what is a franchise? What is franchising all about? Franchising is a type of license that the franchisor gives the franchisee for a set period of time, for a set fee, a franchise fee, and then ongoing payments, generally in the form of a royalty fee. So you have rights to use that brand, market their services, generally in a predetermined area. And the franchisor should be giving you a lot of support if they're doing their job, product development, product service, processes. Some franchisors these days are also helping extensively with the lead generation and might even have a call center to book the client for you. So the franchisee then focuses on the customer service, the client, also the hiring, training, and at times firing of employees, as well as dealing with independent contractors. Franchising is across the spectrum in terms of industries. About half of franchises are in the food space, but you have franchises that are home services, real estate related, healthcare related. There are all different types of industries in the franchising space, where some industries are better suited for franchising, say food and beverages, where manufacturing probably doesn't make that much sense to go the franchise model, setting up a bunch of different manufacturing companies where franchisees would be manufacturers. Now, the question of how much can I make? The $1,000,000 question franchising. There are many franchisees that don't make anything. They open a franchise and they lose money. They continue to invest money, and it's a failed venture. So they might try to make it work for 12 months, 18 months, 24 months, and they end up closing the business. So start with the bad side. It's an investment as opposed to the stock market where you invest in a stock and it can go to zero. You investing in a franchise, because you sign a franchise agreement and you oftentimes sign a lease, it can go to negative, where not only do you lose your initial investment, but you also could lose $10,000, $50,000. I interviewed a franchisee that lost over $150,000 from his franchise above and beyond the initial investment in that franchise brand. So let's start with the bad, but there is good. You have to be willing to take the risk and do your due diligence. Talk to multiple franchisees, understand how they've done. Also talk to former franchisees to understand if they made money when they sold the business, or at least find out how much money they lost trying to keep the business alive. So on the positive, there are franchisees, including in the Dunkin' Donuts system, that started with a really low capital investment, coming from friends and family and maybe an SBA loan, and have become multi-millionaires. There are case studies on multiple franchisees that have invested less than $1 million of upfront capital and are now worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So there are those that lose money beyond their initial capital investment, and there also are many franchise millionaires, especially in the United States. I'm not going to say that there's no limit, because there is a limit. There's very few franchisees that are making, more than $100 million off their initial investment, but there are, and especially if you include those corporate interests that own multiple franchises and have capital coming in from various sources. But as a franchisee, especially if you're an owner operator and you're really just investing your capital and maybe a bank loan, first year you shouldn't count on making much money. Maybe $10K, $40K, $50,000, depending on the business, it's going to vary. Then we see second year, especially if it's a non-retail type business, non-food related business, will scale up. And then you're going into year 3, 4, 5, where that's where you make your real return. If you're going into franchising, think you're going to make money fast, it's not a get rich quick thing. It takes time in franchising, and you can get lucky with a home run opportunity like Crumble Cookies, where you do get rich quickly, but that's 1-2% of franchise opportunities currently being offered in the United States. And it opens up like a clam and shuts, where, again, back to Crumble Cookies, where you have many franchise owners making $300K, $400K, where years back you could open up a Crumble Cookie with $200,000, $300,000 capital. Now it's most likely going to cost over $500,000 and the return on investment is going to be longer. So how much you can make is going to be partly due to what system you get in, your prior success. So if you were successful in the past, generally prior success is going to be a good forecaster of how you perform, whether it's in a franchise system or not. And then your local area, city, state, zip code, all those factors are going to dictate how much money you as the owner are going to be able to benefit from a franchise. I hope you found this informational. I encourage you to check out Vetted Biz, where you can browse through thousands of franchise opportunities currently being offered in the United States.